Television, movies, and with the ever growing popularity of TikTok, it seems that video content is here to stay. But is that such a bad thing? A study conducted in 1969 found that people will generally remember 50% of what they see and hear. However, not all content that we watch on TV and YouTube will hold our attention. That is why TikTok videos are restricted to a maximum of 60 seconds when recorded in the app. Educators today face a similar problem when trying to find engaging video content for their students. As a history teacher, I know that there can be a lot of dry videos that will quickly lose the interest of my students. I also know that history videos tend to be jam-packed with content and typically on the longer side. In a 10-minute video on the history of France's involvement in World War I want my students to come out with meaningful information. For example, how will any of my students remember that parrots were kept in the Eiffel Tower to warn the soldiers of approaching aircraft? Behold, the interactive video. Interactive videos have become more and more popular as they involve the learner in the content. In fact, studies confirm that an interactive video has 10 times the impact of a traditional video. But how do I make an interactive video, you may ask? There are so many applications one could use, but today we're going to be discussing the popular Edpuzzle, which has 70% of US schools using it, along with 35 million students. Edpuzzle is an application that allows you to choose any video from YouTube. Then you can insert your own assessment questions and track your students' progress. It's very easy to understand and it is extremely efficient. Edpuzzle allows the students to watch videos at their own pace. However, you will be able to know if a couple of your students did not watch it, as there is a progress bar for each student. Students will not be able to skip to the end of the video either. But won't the students just jump tabs and surf the web while the video plays? Nope. Edpuzzle has a feature that will stop playback if the tab is left. The idea behind this is so that the teacher can get 100% student participation. Edpuzzle can be used in class for learning new content or for a review. Edpuzzle can also be used to create a flipped classroom approach where students can learn the content at home and participate in the hands-on activities when in school. The results from an Edpuzzle are also instant, so you can provide immediate feedback to your students. Or if you notice that more than half of the class got a question wrong, you can address this question the next day in order to help them. But what if you don't want to use videos from YouTube? Teachers also have the option to create and upload their own teaching videos to Edpuzzle. And if the teacher doesn't have time to add questions to an Edpuzzle, there are already 8 million lessons pre-made for them to use. You may be wondering, couldn't I also just post a video into Edpuzzle and not add all those interactive features? This would not be in line with the TPACK framework. The TPACK framework illustrates the relationship between content, pedagogy, and technology. By themselves, they are not as effective. So, if we were just to add the content and the technology of Edpuzzle, we are missing the pedagogy. Teachers can embed questions to make any video on Edpuzzle reflective for students. Reflection provides students with motivation to learn and enjoy the process of learning. For example, if an educator assigns a crash course video on the Cold War, the student may learn some of the content, but nothing will truly stick with them. However, a teacher could ask, which Cold War event do you think was the most significant in preventing the US and Soviet from reaching a peace agreement and why? Now, the student has to reflect on the contents of the video, and they may actually experience a much deeper learning of the Cold War topic than if they were just watching the video without any type of reflection questions added. Edpuzzle can also connect to the behavioral learning theory. Students will be motivated to pay attention to the video in order to get the answers correct. Edpuzzle also utilizes several multimedia principles, such as the use of segmenting. Students will be able to stay focused if there are questions embedded throughout the video, as it breaks up the content of the video into smaller chunks. It is recommended that you have one question for at least every 30 seconds in the video. A possible extension activity could be to have students practice creating their own Edpuzzle video. Students could design, film, and edit the video and upload it into Edpuzzle. Students could then share their videos with the class. As technology advances, it is crucial for us not to use it as a novelty, but to analyze how it will better support our students' learning in conjunction with the content and pedagogy. Only then can we achieve the success found within the TPACK framework.